BAMVision is brought to you by Gill, Ladner & Priest, Face Value Health, Bank First, JH&H Architects, Home Buyers, Will White, Benchmark Construction, Take One Media LLC, Smarts Web, Southern Farm Bureau Life, Belhaven University.
Looking to the future may feel overwhelming. Obstacles may appear too complex and intimidating. Fear blocks your foothold to earn your degree. Don't be left behind. We'll help you balance finances, work, and family on your way up. And we'll climb with you every step of the way and build your faith as we go. We've guided thousands to their educational summit because when you reach your goal, the view is pretty incredible. Belhaven University. Start today, on ground or online.
We're joined by Mr. Maximus Wright. The book is Soul Damage, which is also a movie.
Yes.
Maximus, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'm learning this as we go. I had a friend tell me, a mutual friend, say, you've got to see this movie. I discovered you're a Yazoo City native.
Yes.
You wrote Soul Damage, and now you have independently produced the movie. First of all, tell us, what is Soul Damage? What is the story? Why did you write it? How did this all come about?
Okay. Soul Damage is actually, it's homage to Good Will Hunting. This is kind of based off the relationship that the Matt Damon character had with Robin Williams.
Right.
It's about a guy who's a borderline genius, but he's hiding in plain sight. He appears to have everything in control. Life is well managed and balanced, but he has a side that no one knows anything about. He's very mysterious, but he suffered sexual abuse from an older woman when he was growing up as a kid, and it has affected all of his relationships as he moved forward. So he finds this young lady that's unlike anyone he's ever met, but he also has a disdain for organized religion because his mother and the pastor had a relationship and the mother got kicked out of the church. So we take this journey with him as he deals with these struggles and these issues that we have oftentimes thought were too taboo to talk about. And he falls for this girl, but he doesn't know how to keep the relationship. He's afraid he's going to self-sabotage it. So we go on this journey with him on how he gets the girl.
He's been soul damaged, though.
Yeah, soul damage.
I'm sure people have asked, based on a real story, or is this purely fictional?
It's based on true events. You know, it's not, a lot of times people think it's my biography, but it's not.
Yeah, right.
It's not. You know, it's a lot of me in the main character because, you know, I wrote it. But it's stories that I saw growing up, the stories that we all knew about in our communities. But for whatever reason, we felt that we shouldn't say it publicly.
And this is your first book?
This is my first book.
I mean, you've tackled a pretty serious issue here. And usually when you hear about sexual abuse, to be honest, it's a woman at the hands of a man. For a young boy at the hands of a woman, and we know it happens, but that's the real taboo.
Right.
So you tackled a controversial subject. How have your audiences and readers adjusted to that, or has it resonated with them?
I've had businessmen in meetings when we were getting ready to pitch the story in their 50s and 60s, they'd break down in the meeting.
Is that right?
And start crying. And they'll start talking about a babysitter. You know, I've had guys who were the ultimate playboys, you know, come to me and pull me to the side and cry and say, hey, you know, I couldn't tell nobody. I am not trying to demonize or anything. I'm just trying to humanize this situation and say that there's a cycle somewhere, and it's our job to stop the cycle.
Well, apparently you're going to help some people too.
Well, that's the hope.
If they can open up and go see a therapist or a professional,
that's hope. And we definitely encourage. Another thing is therapy. We know, you know, it's taboo to go see a therapist. So, you know, those are the things that we're trying to bring into this. We have a lot of comedy in this film because, you know, you can't have that much dark and not have some relief valve.
Right.
So my mom, you know, we have some characters that are comical. And my mother, because she grew up in the church, I'm like, Mama, they're not all saved.
No.
So we have some real life people who are very colorful that kind of blend and balance the story. So you don't just want to cry all the time.
So Maximus Wright, your background, how did you get into writing from Yazoo City, writing and filmmaking? Give us your story.
Well, you know, we got Yazoo City has a
Yazoo
great
City's
history
all right.
of writers
Yeah,
now.
a guy named Morris.
Willie Morris.
Yeah.
So, yes, we have a
Mr.
great,
Clower.
Yes, Zig Ziglar. So we
Yeah.
do have a history of people who can communicate.
We can add Maximus Wright to that
Well,
now.
I don't know about that, not just yet.
Let's go ahead and do it.
But my daughter, when she was 13, she said, Dad, when I graduate high school, I'm gonna have to leave Mississippi. And I'm like, why? She said, because I can't be on Disney in Mississippi. And I'm like, why can't you be on Disney? So we started taking her to these acting workshops and taking her different places. And 5 years later, she went on to school, and I got left making these little videos. So it just kept morphing. You know, I kept trying to help other people, and then eventually, I don't know what happened. One day we had a script, and next day we had 70 people in the front yard getting ready to shoot a movie.
So now what's the step? I mean, you have had showings in the Jackson metro area. You've got one coming up. Obviously, we're taping this in December. You've got one coming up at Tougaloo, and I'm sure more in the future.
Yeah, we just did one back. We just
at
scheduled one at Yazoo City back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does an independent filmmaker do? Do you try to get to festivals like Sundance or that kind of thing? I don't know the business, so you tell me.
Well, I'm learning as I go.
Okay.
You know, because I had no background in this. You know, I never made a film before. I did not go to film school. I just had a burning, just a burning desire to tell this story.
Did you direct and produce?
Yes, I directed
Wow.
and produced it, yeah. So no one thought we had a chance to do it. No one said you have no experience, you don't have the background, you don't have the resources, you don't have the contacts. But I just knew in my heart of hearts this is what I was supposed to do. So we got it, and now we're literally going through the process, okay, how do we get into film festivals? How do we get distribution? So the methods that we have decided to do is that we're going to put it on the road. We're going to also make those calls and knock on those doors. And somewhere in between the two, we're going to either land distribution or we're going to create our own.
Did you finance the project?
Well, I had investors.
Okay.
I had investors, and then the money ran out. So
It usually does.
so it took us 3 years to do the film.
Yeah.
So when the money ran out halfway, we had to learn how to do all the stuff we did not know how to do to complete the project.
Are you hearing anything now? Is there any type of buzz coming from national figures or investors that maybe gives you some hope, or are we still in the developing stages here?
We're in the developing stages, but eyes are starting to get on it.
Yeah.
You know, even heard that Morgan Freeman saw the trailer, and he was impressed with the trailer, but we don't have that relationship as of yet.
Understood.
Tyler Perry has seen the trailer, but we don't have that particular relationship. So I think the quality of the film is getting attention. I think we just have to keep our due diligence and see it through.
Now, at some point, is the movie going to be shown in Mississippi theaters on a regular basis, or
If
what?
we get distribution.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
So that's the first step.
Yeah.
So, what do you ultimately hope in the remaining time we've got here to happen with Soul Damage, both the book and the movie? I mean, I know you want distribution and everything, but what does the author himself, the producer, the director, want to happen here?
I want dialogue to happen. I want people to be able to sit down and have a conversation about these issues. And I want healing to take place, because without the family, we're not going to make it. And hopefully, if we can capture a child that is experiencing some of these problems before he becomes a man, we can avert, something more dangerous down the road.
And you're already hearing it, though, as you said.
Yeah.
So you've accomplished part of that mission already.
Well, I hope so. It definitely feels, fulfilling for people to say, hey, this has touched me in a way, or I can identify with this story.
And finally, creative people, I know, always have another project, in the pipeline. Is there anything now coming up after Soul Damage that you can kind of preview for us?
We wrote a Western.
A Western.
A Western. Yeah, and I know that. And every time I tell someone that, they start laughing.
No, I
but
know. I'm not laughing.
I grew up on Westerns. And the storyline just kind of came to me. And we just finished the script, but it's going to be more of episodic. But we also have we also have a bigger project called Mississippi Blues. And Mississippi Blues is about a kid who lost his mother in a car accident in New Hampshire and had to come back and stay with his parents in Mississippi. And it is about debunking all the stereotypes that everyone has about our state.
Look, it sounds like you've got some great projects lined up. This is a great project. I can't wait to see the movie. And look, I've got it on tape. I knew you win. So when you hit it big and you get a phone call from this guy named Jack Chris saying, hey, can I carry your bags or help you out, do some PR? We got tape, buddy.
We got tape on it.
It's Maximus Wright. It's Soul Damage, the book and the movie. And it'll be coming soon, hopefully to a theater near you. Maximus, good luck. Thanks for coming on the show.
All right, thank you for having me.
I'm Jack Chris. This is BAMVision. Thanks for watching.
Will you be there to walk me down the aisle?
Will you be there when I give birth? Will you be there to help me through college?
Yes.